exactly what was supposed to happen. But we talked about how, you know, those sorts of wins are a little bit harder to procure when it's 3 out of 5 instead of 2 out of 3. We saw in the winner set, so again, you know, as a little bit of a recap, very little, you know, even though Sheik has great combos, kill combos on Plup. Jeez, that rest off of Famine. Sheik has really good kill combos on Puff with grabs, but you know, the rest is such a strong option that Plup opted to not grab at all and just go for hits. We saw a lot of really clutch, ooh, there was a grab attempt. We saw a lot of really clutch needles, the assassin needles to take out Hungrybox's jump and end the set prematurely on game 2. And we're already seeing Plup taking the platforms with a lot of really clean movement. With his arrows, his needles, oh my god, okay.
That was a big open up for Hungrybox.
Yeah, and Plup tech in place there. Hungrybox was scouting out a tech to the right.
Yeah.
That was going to be a rest for sure.
And that was that little game of chicken where Plup did not tech on the platform, and Hungrybox was right there. And once you start rolling, you know, you have a little bit of invincibility, so you want to kind of time it where you know.
Yeah.
But if you don't roll soon enough, then, you know, they can just kind of hit you. So it's a game of chicken, yeah. Ooh, double dodge.
Yep. Ooh. He kept it so simple with the recovery. He just drifted down gently. And you know, a lot of the times people are going to wait for an air dodge there, an aerial. Plup just did nothing. It's kind of a next level thing where it's sort of, it's so newbie, you're just holding in back to the stage, but oh my god, what's survivability from Plup right now?
Yeah.
That forward probably going to close up the stock. Not a terribly difficult edge guard from Hungrybox. Oh my god, but Plup.
Oh wow, just barely out of range for grab. And Hungrybox with that nair.
Here's the needles again.
Oh wow, that back air did so much knockback.
Okay.
Good forward air by Plup.
Yeah.
Definitely not out of this. I mean, I feel like he did make a couple comebacks in the winner set. It was a 2-0. I think that every game was on Battlefield.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Probably the bet of this, you know, in this matchup is going to be like Dreamland for. There's a you know, pretty guaranteed grab there where you're actually punishing something. You know, we haven't seen a lot of grabs in neutral from Plup, of course, but even there, needle to jab instead of needle to grab, which is a very common setup. We're still seeing Plup, you know, opt to use sort of more move-based, normal-based pressure than going for a move versus grab mix-up. You know, knowing that Puff doesn't necessarily have the best out of shield game, she's kind of, you know, gonna have to fall back on roll, spot dodge. Oh wow, doesn't get a reverse hit with the forward air since Plup back onto the level. That's probably not what Hungrybox wanted. Sneaking over the forward air with a forward of his own is Plup.
It was basically that aerial position. He was able to get a little bit higher and time his aerial at the right moment.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a rest. Diaz down. Or Diaz up, sorry.
Yeah, kind of interesting that Hungrybox went for the rest, and interesting that Plup DI'd like that.
Right, yeah.
I guess it's not clear what's... Whoa. That was a call. That was a call.
Wow. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's you don't see that every day.
And what better, you know, kind of sequence to pull that back? We're suddenly at basically a fully tied game after Hungrybox had the lead basically since the start.
Yes.
Okay. Hungrybox with the positioning. Wow, he wave dashes right into all those needles.
And I was looking for a rest from Hungrybox there. He did take it, opted to combo him onto the top platform instead with the up air.
Yeah, I think he just didn't have enough jumps. Oh, wow.
I like the crouch cancel. Great presence of mind from Hungrybox there.
Yeah. I remember, I think that the EVO 2015 run of Mango was cut short by... If
Hungrybox reacts correctly, that's a rest 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
But he did not react correctly. He was a little slow.
Maybe just thinking Plup wouldn't do it, you know?
Right,
Like,
and that was
to be primed.
Whoa! Oh, and that's it! The
comeback.
rising background of shield, actually very difficult to get the strong hit off that. And Plup pulling that game in, he was behind most of the game, I feel like. He was absolutely behind for most of the game.
Yeah, great comeback by Plup.
All right, so we're going to Dreamland. I mean, you know, I talked about how this is probably the ban of the 2-3 set, but we have no bans in best of 5. So here we are. Oh my God, Plup. You know, Puff traditionally considered not a very difficult character, or sorry, not a very easy character to combo.
Yeah. Yeah, but, definitely true.
Yeah, we're seeing Plup actually hitting these pretty extended lengthy combos
Oh, he went for that grab.
on Hungrybox. But yeah, that's exactly what we talked about too, where, you know, if Puff gets that crouch on the grab and then reacts properly, all you got to do is press the B button. That's a dead Sheik. Dead Sheik, dead Marth, dead Falcon.
Yeah, great bait. Okay. Wow, nice nair, but Dreamland's so big. You know, there's no ban, so we're ending up on Dreamland here, where before we went back to Battlefield. Gonna be hard for Plup to get this KO. Oh, and Hungrybox might run away with it. Oh, is that down angle forward tilt? I feel like I've never seen that before. And Plup able to make it happen. And I hear the, what are those things called?
I have no idea.
The Thunder Sticks. I hear them coming from the crowd.
Are they called Thunder Sticks?
I think so.
Sick.
I may have made that
That's
up.
a super cool name. No, that's what I would call them too.
Yeah.
If I, well, I don't know. Probably call them little foamy clappy things.
Yeah, the clappy thingies.
Yeah.
Oh, a great down tilt to extend that combo.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about, man. He's actually like, you know, we don't think of Hungrybox or of Jigglypuff as a very comboable character in the way that, you know, Fox, Falco, Falcon, Marth. But Plup is finding ways to turn these little, you know, 12, 13% hits into 40, 50% combos, and that's super crucial if you're Plup right now looking to take this set over Hungrybox in the losers finals.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, who thought that Plup would make it this far? And really, he's up one game versus Hungrybox again. Wait a minute. Has to recover on the stage. Good forward smash. Wow, makes it back on the stage. Great roll away by Plup. Back here. Really random down smash. Not really sure what Plup is going for there, but he's got the positioning. Great jab, but Hungrybox with even better DI away. Down throw, what's in it? Yes. So, you know, not really tied up. Hungrybox still with a pretty big lead.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 stocks, and you know, this is not a very easy stage to make comebacks on. Because of the size of the stage, you know, Puff has a lot more survivability. And yeah, you know, regardless of the size of the stage, Rest is just gonna do it.
Yeah, thanks to the Dave Subin rule, which is a long time rule in the community.
Yeah, long-standing tradition.
Can't go back to Dreamland.
Right. Yeah. No, you cannot counterpick a stage you've already won on, and so because you know, Hungrybox won on that stage, Plup knows, you know, and that's kind of a mental thing too. Sometimes you acknowledge, like, all right, look, I am probably not favored to win on this level, so it's kind of fine. I'm going to eat a loss here, or maybe I make an upset and then I'm up 2-0. That's really nice. But, you know, I'm probably going to lose here. That's fine. I get my counterpick next. And that's why winning the game 1 in the set is all the more important. But there is Plup with a crucial SD sliding off. You know, because Plup won game 1, you know, if they, so it's like tennis, right? You got the break point, which is where you win on the opponent's serve. Oh my God, again, there's that whiff on the grab. You got the break point, right? And you want to win every time it's your serve, and you want to win at least once when it's your opponent's serve. The equivalent to that in Smash is winning on your opponent's stage counter thing. And if you win game 1, you don't have to break. You don't have to break, do a break point, and you can still win the set. And that's kind of what Plup's looking at right now. But the problem is he's down 2 stocks to 4 here against Hungrybox here in Yoshi's Story. 3 stocks to 4 now. Jeez, you know, I feel like this is turning into a little bit of a repeat of the situation with Armada, where he's, you know, not looking the most composed. Seems like once he's down in stocks, he's a little flustered, a little shaky. Just kind of going in a little more than he should be. We saw in the winner's set, he was just not grabbing at all. He was playing very patient, you know, taking the little edges. I feel like he's whipping a lot of grabs now, going for a lot of grab opportunities, kind of living on a prayer, kind of hoping. And, you know, Hbox is totally willing to exploit that. Plup with a little more solid play now, I'm liking it. But even that, right, calling out a drift forward, looking for a tipper up smash, doesn't get it. Hbox juggling it up, and this is a very, very convincing 3-1 stock lead right now. He's got Plup off stage, that'll do it.
Ouch.
And you know, we talked about just now about how, you know, you've got the break point in tennis, and how in Smash the sort of equivalent is, if you win game 1, you no longer have to win on the opponent's counterpick to win the set. And things were looking good. You know, he lost on Dreamland, and that's A-okay, that's fine. But then he lost on Yoshi's, and now Plup is down 1-2. And even if he wins on his counter pick Yoshi story now, you know, he's got to do it again on H-Boss's counter pick, and that's the other downside from fighting from behind. Not only do you have the numerical disadvantage, you've got the very pragmatic, practical stage disadvantage too. Again, you know, these whiff grabs are happening more and more as the set goes on.
Yeah. Maybe Plup feels like he has to make something happen. You know, one thing that's always frustrated me is that Battlefield's really the Goldilocks stage, where there's no other stages quite the same size. You know what I mean?
Right.
You kind of have to pick, am I going to go to a bigger or smaller stage in Battlefield?
Yeah, right. No, yeah. Battlefield for a lot of players feels just right. Oh, that was cute.
Yeah.
That was
He
cute.
did
The
so
short
much
up,
shield damage.
short up, yeah, short up nair, short up deep nair onto. Okay. No, is that a thing?
I don't know, man.
Does he just take? Does he just take it like a man and then kill you?
Is that that's the magic of Hungrybox.
So it was sidestep, down smash. H-Box crouch cancels and runs in and. Oh my god. Oh, that was
Wow,
cute.
what even happened there? How did you pop him up?
Nair? No, it's nair up air. Nair not considered a combo move, by the way, but it's just out of there.
Yeah,
H-Box just out of there for the up air.
Did you see how quickly he used turnaround able to grab that ledge, by the way?
I did.
That was like pretty bonkers considering the situation.
I
I'm actually
love-
so impressed by like the, you know, these top 8 players, and they actually really came to play. Even in the Mandalay Bay, this gigantic stadium,
Right,
still
which we're not
seeing
used to.
sick tech
Yeah,
from these
absolutely.
players.
All right, and now, you know, this is a percent. You know, we saw it 0%. Yeah, sure. You down smash Puff. I guess you get arrested off. That's really bad. But, you know, at this percent, if you get a down smash on a crouching Puff, you're safe. And this is where he's going to be opting to down smash a lot more. So, like right there, for example, was chases him down with the you know, the fast fall descending there instead. Actually, pretty tricky to execute because with Sheik you have to do the fast fall and then the aerial, which is a movement that you don't actually do very often in Melee. It's not a common thing to fast fall and then aerial. Usually you aerial and then fast fall. All right, and
Plup's clawing things back.
yes,
I
there's
don't know what happened.
Is this a KO? Not sure.
Not quite.
Quite.
That was fully charged, so that was probably the best punishment he had available to him.
Yeah.
But, wow, what a turnaround that is, though. The rest not connecting, and
That's
all
right.
of a sudden, Plup has a lead here.
And yo, the crowd coming alive right now for
Yes.
Plup with the clappy thingies.
And honestly, like, who would have thought these are basically longtime teammates, people who have known each other forever and ever.
Oh yeah, and they've won their fair share of doubles tournaments.
Yeah.
You know. Oh my God, was that either fluff jump up air or hard read?
And triple spot dodge.
I
Gets him out of dodge.
love triple spot. Did you mean to do that?
Me?
Yeah, the rhyme. You poet, you didn't know.
Oh, no, I didn't. It's not even really a rhyme. It's one of those fraudulent rhymes.
Oh, just
Right,
dodge.
dodge.
Yeah.
All right. You know that Hungrybox can take. You know that Hungrybox can take the stock at any.
Oh!
He does it! He does it! One up tilt, and Hungrybox capitalizes, tearing a path through the losers bracket. The central losers at the very, very start of this top 8.
By Plup himself.
Yes, and he's right, exactly.
That's a third place finish for Plup.
Yep.
Working his way through winners, reaching winners finals, losing only to the top 2 placers, Armada and Hungrybox, who will now be facing off.